Hey guys, welcome to my channel. What you just seen was I was putting in dirt in our what used to be conifer garden, which is now a hillside, where I'm calling it the Hillside Garden because it's a mix of everything. There's perennials, there's shrubs, there's conifers, there'll be annuals. What I'm going to do is flip the camera around so I can show you kind of the layout of what I have now, and then I'll show you some plants that's mixed in, and then we will go from there. All right, so here we have dappled willow. It'll probably get roughly, I think, 4 to 7 feet wide. It won't get any taller just because it's on standard. So once it gets planted in, it'll shrink down some. We're gonna plant some candy corn, the double play candy corn spireas from Proven Winners around that. And then in between each spirea, we're going to do, I believe it's by Terra Nova. It's called Nephofia Juniors. It's going to be like an orangey yellowish color, that ombre color will be beautiful. I'm just going to walk through the garden and just show you what I already have in here. Right here was a rescue plant from the front yard. That is a kaleidoscope abelia. I wasn't feeling how it looked up front. I will show you guys the front garden area in another video once everything starts fleshing out, which it is now, but once it gets a little more fleshed out, I'll give you guys a garden tour. Along here we do have the infamous can't think of the word, Rudbeckia. There we go. It will self-seed. I'll have to keep an eye on it. It's already started self-seeding a little bit in here, so I'll just have to manage that. We have a hibiscus here that's watermelon ruffles. There's a perennial grass over there from Proven Winners. It is called Lemon Squeeze. It is a pennisetum, if I'm not mistaken. Right here, this conifer is a thunderhead or thunbergii. We have some junipers here on either side. We have a Forever Goldie, a Quick Fire Fab, which is also a transplant from the front yard. Again, I'll show you guys where these plants came from, just so you have a perspective of why they were moved. As you can see in here, that you can tell it was reaching for the sun, so it just needed to be moved to a more sunnier location. We have a Forever Goldie. Anybody knows about conifers, y'all know that is definitely a must-have in a garden. A lot of people don't like it because they think that foliage in the wintertime especially looks dead, but I think it brings great interest to the yard. And then here we have a Firelight, which I don't know if it's going to make it. It does have green on it, but 2 stems is kind of iffy, so we'll see about that. And then I'm going to swing you around to this mess. Again, up on the hill right there, those again are the kaleidoscope abelias, rescues from the front yard. Here we are going to be putting a ruby red falls. So excited to get that, so I'm going to give you like an idea of what that's going to look like. Okay, so right behind here we're going to do some yellow pillar barberries from Proven Winners. Over by this well we're going to do a smoke bush, Winecraft Gold. It is by Proven Winners. It's kind of tough to find those right now. I'm trying to source some, or at least source one. We will be putting in, the Ruby Falls will be right here, and then right back behind the yellow pillar barberries, we're going to plant a hibiscus, which I'm debating upon if I want to do Starry Night or Edge of Night. Starry Night's more on my mind just because it'll go up above the yellow pillar barberries, which will get roughly 3 to 4 feet tall, about 2 feet wide. It does take well to pruning, so that's good. If I do need to prune it. And then right here in the center of these, yeah, those things. We're gonna put a Louis about right here. A Louis, again, is a conifer. Will give us good evergreen interest. It'll be that nice, I wouldn't say lime green, but it's not dark like the Thunderhead is. But in the wintertime, it gets a really yellowy color. It looks like it's glowing in the wintertime when the cooler temperatures hit it. So that'll be beautiful. This area is a little bit of a work in progress. We started mostly everything when we moved in the house about 2.5 years ago now. We started in the front yard, and that's where we've invested most of our time, and our money is in the front. But now we're working towards the side. We have plans for the backyard. It is quite messy. There were huge trees. There was a huge oak tree here. There was 3 pine trees right back there. Another huge oak. I mean, these things were massive, like 60-70 feet tall. You can see how tall those were. There were probably like 70 trees up on that hill that we cleared out ourselves over the course of 2 years. So a lot of work, but it's going to be worth it in the end. So next we are going to get to planting these guys. Sorry for our neighbors. Our property line literally runs like right on the other side of the well, straight down. So, and we are on a main, or secondary but main cut through highway. So let's get to planting. All right, guys, so like I said, we are going to get to planting. We've got a dappled willow to plant. We've got 3 double play candy corn spireas from Proven Winners. You're gonna hear me mention Proven Winners a lot. I'm not sponsored by them, although shout out to Proven Winners. If you would like to sponsor me, I'm open to it. So let's go ahead. I'm going to turn the camera around so we can show you these plants, and then I will show you the products that I'm going to be using to get them planted. I've got my Biotone. I've got an Omri certified organic planting mix that I'm going to mix in with my native soil, just because we have clay soil. It's North Carolina, zone 8A. So we do need to amend that soil. So let me flip the camera around and I will show you what we're doing. All right, so we've got the candy corn spireas, got the dappled willow we're going to get planted. Planting tool of choice is this lovely shovel. I wish I did have an auger. I do have an annual auger that I can plant like quart-sized pots with, but I don't have a larger one yet. That is in the works. If you look back there and those pots back there, we're going to be planting those. Those are Kobold Liatris. We're going to pop those in the ground today. And then we are also going to be popping in these Sunjoy pillar barberries that I just got from Creekside Nursery in Dallas, North Carolina. So we're going to be popping those in. Let me show you the products that we're going to be using today. So I did get this at Lowe's. Like I said, it's Omri listed and certified. It's perfect for organics. You can use it on vegetables, annuals, perennials, just about anything that you're planting. I got Daddy Pete's because we do need to amend the soil. This will help give some aeration to the soil as well for good drainage. And then of course, I've got the good old Biotone. I plant this and I use this with anything that I plant, whether it's trees, shrubs, perennials, annuals, anything that goes in the ground, it gets Biotone. So I'm going to set the camera up and we are going to get to planting. All right, guys, so we got those popped in. We got the candy corns in. We've got the dappled willow in. We are about to pop in these Liatris. Like I said, they are the Kobold, and I am going to knock them out because I have my auger. No, I don't have the actual auger from Power Planner, but this will suffice. I do have the DeWalt drill. Again, we're going to pop these in and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so we went ahead and got everything popped in the ground. I didn't show you guys the barberries just because I didn't want to bore you guys with digging holes and planting plants. So I'm going to flip the camera around and show you. I also got the maple planted. It's the Viridis Japanese weeping maple. Chartreuse green foliage in late spring. You can see it right back there. Excuse the hands, dirty hands. Chartreuse green in the spring, goes to a darker green in the summertime, and then in the fall it's a beautiful, like a reddish orange, reddish orange, and it goes to a yellow, I believe. So let me flip the camera around. I'll show you the barberry and the liatris that we got planted. I'll just go through everything again, and then we will head up to the front where we're going to pop in the other 3 liatris. All right, guys, so here we are, the 3 barberry. Again, this is the Sunjoy yellow pillar barberry from Proven Winners. I did lightly mulch this Viridis Japanese maple. Again, it's up on the hill. It does like light drainage or well-drained soil. So I got it planted up a little bit higher. And of course it's on the hill, so should slope down pretty well and drain pretty well. So we're gonna get cleaned up here before we move to the front. And then I'm going to pop down and show you the rest. All right, guys, so here are the liatris. I got those 3 planted. Typically when I plant, I like to plant in a trio or more. Usually I do 1s, 3s, 5s, 7s if I'm doing like a mass planting. I'm going to show you guys the tag. So this is for the Liatris Kobold. So there's the tag. And then for the orange, or for the Sunjoy gold pillars, here's the tag for that. All right, so we are gonna, like I said, pop up to the front, and we'll get this bed mulched hopefully next week. Plan is to do black mulch from where the candy corns are, where it curves around here, and the dappled willow all the way up the top of the hill to where that Viridis Japanese maple is. All right, guys, so we're in the front. We're gonna get these liatris popped in. The lights just came on, so that lets us know that it's starting to get dark out. These liatris do like full sun. This bed typically gets full sun in the summertime till about 2:30ish, so technically it is in full sun. Again, I apologize about the road noise. If you do hear that in the audio, we're on like a secondary but main road for a cut through. But yeah, I'm gonna get this auger drill in these holes, and we're gonna pop some biotone in, get the liatris in, and that will be it. Alright guys, so just got done planting the Kobold Liatris. I'm going to bring this tag again to you to show you. Alright, so the Kobold Liatris gets 18 to 30 tall, It says spaced 12 to 16 inches apart from each other. Y'all, life is too short for minimum spacing, so I don't typically follow that. I like to garden like a modern cottagey vibe. So most of my plants are closer together. The reason I mention that is because of this firefly conifer that we have here. It will get at maturity about 8 feet tall and typically 4, maybe 5 feet wide. And of course that's on center. So 2.5 out on each side at 5 feet. I probably will have to move my Florida Sunshine over. I'll probably do that this year. But it'll give me this Liatris will give me some nice height here. This will fill in this area here. So I expect it to kiss the Liatris, but not consume it. Vice versa of the Liatris to the Firefly. So that is the specs on the Kobold Liatris. Alright guys, so we are finishing up planting for today. It's been a very productive day. It's been a very long day of planting, but it's going to be so worth it. Spring has sprung. We're starting that transition from our almost last frost date, which our average last frost date here is April 15th. We've went ahead and got a few annuals in the ground. Our Supetunias, it's a cold weather crop, they can handle that. If you will, stay tuned to this channel. We are going to plant this Tangerine Beauty crossvine. It is a native to the southeast, so this will be a wonderful addition to our garage. We're going to plant it right here. Eventually this will be a garden bed. I've got to finish this one first, according to the hubby who is behind the camera. Gonna get that finished, then I will start this. We're going to plant it here and have it train and go up the side of this just to kind of enclose this. It's a huge hummingbird magnet, pollinator magnet. It'll be stunning. It's a very fast grower, but I'm not going to give you all the details yet. So stay tuned to the next video, and then we will catch you in the next one.